Bhagavad-gītā, 7th chapter, 17th shloka. So if somebody can unmute and chant this shloka and translation for me, please. Anybody can unmute?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes, Kalyani Mataji.
Bhagavad-gītā 7.17 Tesham janani nityayukta eka bhaktir vishishyate priyo hi jnaninotyartham aham sa chamama priyaha amam sa chamama priyaha. Translation by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Of these, the one who is in full knowledge and who is always engaged in pure devotional service is the best. For I am very dear to him and he is dear to me. Thank you, Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. So next shloka 7.18. Okay. Shri Hari Prabhu, if you can move to the next shloka. If somebody can read out the 18th shloka. You can unmute yourself. Okay. I'll read out. Udaraha sarva evaite gnanitvamaiva mematam astitah sahi yuktatma mam evanuttamam gatim. Okay, so translation. All these devotees are undoubtedly magnanimous souls, but he who is situated in knowledge of me, I consider to be just like my own self. Being engaged in my transcendental service, he is sure to attain me, the highest and most perfect goal. Okay, so devotees here, the previous shloka before 17, the 16th shloka, Krishna was mentioning about the four types of people who will come to me. He says they will come to me for certain reasons, be it they are distressed or they want to gain knowledge, they want some material gains, they want some wealth. So they are all Sukritis. He mentions these categories as Sukritis. Sukritis means they're just pious. Okay, so they have some good actions, good activities in the past. They have good deeds, so they come closer to Krishna. But in the next two consecutive shlokas, Krishna is mentioning about how a person in complete knowledge of Krishna develops the devotional aspect. He aspires to move closer, to know more about Krishna and increase the love. So in the bhava or the loving exchange, there's very much this requirement of bonding. Just like if you want to develop in material sense, you want to be a businessman, say you want to do some trading. Okay, you want to trade some products with, in the real market. So you get along with those people who have experience. You review those markets, you keep reading about those news, you meet them, you take instructions, you see how you analyze them. There's analysis, how the market works, how the customers behave, how their purchasing pattern is. So what happens is you are trying to get involved, completely immersed in that. So you are completely busy. So that's business. Okay. So there you want, the motive is nothing but to increase your profits, and you want to establish and expand your presence in the market. So there needs a bonding with those sound-minded people who are very good at it. So that's how business works. So there's something bonding which requires, any relationship, be it a husband and wife or father and child, okay, with the children or with parents or in the office. So we all maintain certain relationships. So to maintain those relationships, we develop those bonding. Now, Krishna is talking about here the person who wants to become a devotee and who wants to develop that further, this bonding required. So that is what is mentioned. And once who deep dives into this process, he actually relishes the most. He's the perfect. So in this 18th shloka, the translation clearly mentions that's the perfect goal of life. Okay, so this engagement, the complete immersion of our mind, ourself in Krishna consciousness is exhibited by very much exalted devotees. So there are various examples, but I would like to mention about this one pastime. In Mahabharat, this was during the time when Krishna moves to Dwarka. And once Krishna went on his chariot, and the chariot driver was Arjuna. So they had been out for a while and they came back to Dwarka, and Arjuna was exhausted. So Krishna, being the dear friend of Arjuna, so he had his arrangement. So he took leave from Krishna and he went to his quarters to take rest. So Krishna said, "You can take Arjuna. I'll head to my palace." So he goes to Rukmini. So Krishna went to Rukmini, and he was there. Okay. So Arjuna went inside, and he, after doing his duties, so he fell asleep, because he was so tiring. Here in the palace, Krishna, who was sitting, so Rukmini started preparing nice items because he came after a long time. So she arranged for various foodstuffs, hot foodstuffs, and she said, Krishna, the bhoga is ready. Okay, you can take the offerings. Okay, so you can eat. But Krishna said, no, no, wait a minute. So there is a guest in our palace. So first we have to feed our guest. Then I would like to take it. Okay. Then, so Rukmini sent the servant to check out what Arjuna is doing. So the servant went and he saw that Arjuna is fell asleep. He's very deep sleep. So he didn't want to wake. So he went back and told Rukmini, the servant, that he's asleep and I think he's very much tired. So Krishna said, let me wait for him. But Rukmini said, no, no, my lord, the food is very hot and you need to have it, okay? Because if it becomes cold, it's not good. But actually, according to the Vedic scriptures, and also according to Ayurveda, the food should be prepared hot and it should be eaten hot or at least warm. Nowadays, we have the habit of eating cold food, cold storage food. Sometimes we keep it in the fridge and we take it out and eat it next day. It should be fresh and hot, which is very good for our digestive system. Okay, that's how Ayurveda also mentions. So that is the reason Rukmini was going on insisting Krishna that you please, have it. But Krishna was refusing that. How can I eat before my guest? So Rukmini went into the quarters of Arjuna trying to wake him up. But the astonishing thing was when she entered where Arjuna was sleeping, there was this chanting which was coming out. Arjuna was fast asleep, and right from his hairs, from his body, the pores everywhere, there was chanting of Krishna. We have never heard about this. We have never experienced a person like this. Even in his sleep, always chanting Krishna. So Rukmini was surprised to see this kind of devotion, dedication, always remembering Krishna. Every part of the hair, she could just, sometimes we see in the house, we keep this mantra box. There's always this Hare Krishna mantra coming out. So here she sees that out of Arjuna's body, there's chanting of Krishna's mantra. He's going on chanting. His mouth is not moving, but there's this sound she's hearing. So she was surprised that so much love he has for Krishna. Arjuna, he has so much of love. So this is devotion. Then Rukmini was just standing there, just listening. After a while, Satyabhama is another queen of Krishna. She was like, how long Rukmini has been? She's not there. And she also goes inside. And she also sees the same thing. And she's also astonished. And she's standing there. And she's just listening to Arjuna's devotion. So it's been a while now. Both of them been there. And then Narada Muni also comes. And he goes inside and he also sees this. Wow, such a nice bonding he has with Krishna. He never leaves Krishna. He's always remembering Krishna, even in his sleep. Even though he's sleeping, his mind is away, but still every part of his body is chanting Krishna. So that is what was exhibited. Now Krishna is sitting there and thinking that these people went to wake up Arjuna and they have not come. So finally Krishna goes inside. And he also sees this. He sees this and he's very happy. Okay. He just smiles, the gentle smile, and he slowly moves to Arjuna and he starts massaging his leg. He's massaging his feet. He starts massaging his body. Slowly he can wake him up. Because the others did not want to disturb the devotion or the mood he was in, the bhava he was in, even during sleeping for Krishna. So slowly after massaging, so Arjuna suddenly he wakes up and, oh my Lord, what are you doing? You're massaging my feet. Please don't do that. I'm your servant. Don't do that. Okay? He says like this. But Krishna says that exactly what we saw in these two shlokas. He says that the one who is very dear to me, I am very dear to him. And Krishna also loves to become servant of his servant. Okay. So Krishna actually loves to serve his devotees. Many times we don't ask these questions or try to understand how Krishna can love his devotees. But there are various examples how he comes to, stretch his hand further. He takes 10 steps further. He goes further to engage service to his devotees. Yeah. So, Krishna being always kind to all the living entities, but he's more dear to his devotees because the devotees are always thinking of him. Yeah? So that stage is the pure consciousness. When we talk about consciousness, our movement itself is the Krishna consciousness. So when we reach that pure consciousness, just like Srila Prabhupada, he was always in the pure consciousness. I would like to give you two anecdotes or the two pastimes of Srila Prabhupada. Okay, so one was I remember this during a Srila Prabhupada memories video. So there was a person in some European country. He had left his girlfriend and he was thinking about how to take care of his old mother. So he was trying to serve in the temple. He was a very new devotee, neophyte, and during those days, and he had started serving in the temple. So he was given the service to wash the aarti plates, the paraphernalias, the plates, the bhoga which was offered to the deities. So there was the time Srila Prabhupada had come there for a visit for 2-3 days. And Srila Prabhupada used to always go in front of the deities wherever he was, and he would pray. So, so what happened is here, so Srila Prabhupada, when he went in front of the deities, there was, Prabhupada mentioned to his servant that the plate is not washed properly. So that surprised him. That surprised the servant, who was their disciple. So he went and asked who washed the vessels. So then this person was there. Then they checked, yes, it was not properly washed. Okay. So because the person who was new, he, while washing vessels, he was always thinking about the old mother who was there, and then he was always remorse that he left his girlfriend, leaving behind, and he had come to the temple. So he was in that kind of confusion. So that's when Srila Prabhupada, when the offering was made, deities were speaking to him. Okay, that tell that person to the plates are not washed properly. Prabhupada did not take out the plates and see everywhere, here and there, but he was communicated by the Lord himself. So this is one incident which was surprising, that how Srila Prabhupada would converse with the deities wherever he went. Of course, he used to always converse with Krishna. This is very nice pastime which I had heard long back. And later on, that devotee, he became very, very careful in his washing vessels, and he was very much concentrated, focused on doing the services. So what I'm telling is, when we want to immerse ourselves in the consciousness, we always have to think deeply. Either we are chanting or when we are reading. Sometimes it happens, when we are chanting, our mind goes away. It draws us some other thoughts. It just pulls us away. Even while reading also, I'll be trying to read, but the thoughts take us away. Even listening to lectures also, when you visit temple or you're listening online, so your mind is always trying to go away from what the actual subject is. So our subject and goal of life and the object also is Krishna. So the mind always takes us away. That is how Maya will work. It is always trying to take us away from Krishna. But the principle is never forget Krishna. Okay, so Arjuna, if you see, he never forgot Krishna. He was always remembering, always being so humble, trying to serve Krishna. But at the same time, Krishna gave so much of love to Pandavas, his devotees. So he gave back so much. Okay, people may ask, they went through so much of trouble. There was this war. Before war, also, they went so much of trouble right from their childhood. But that was the testimony that how much one can remember Krishna. Kunti Devi also, in her prayers from Bhagavatam, if you see, she prays that Krishna, give me more trouble, because if I'm in a comfortable situation in life, I will forget you. So the more discomfort I have, I'm remembering you more. So what a beautiful prayer she has. Okay, we always pray that there shouldn't be any discomfort, there should be always comfort in our life. The moment we are into a comfortable situation, we forget the Lord. That is our problem. Okay, she's speaking on our behalf. That is how generally people are. When you have everything, you forget the Lord. You see, people have money, they have fame, they have name, they have power, but they don't have devotion. That is how people go through. They are engaged in so many activities, busy with their expansions, what they have gained. People forget the Lord. Yeah, that's why if you see most of the devotees, the great personalities in the past, the pure devotees, they never aspire or adhere, you go into deep diving of gaining this artha, okay, into material things. So that is the disadvantage of being in this material world. So another pastime, being associated with the pure devotee, how the effect is on increasing the love for Krishna. That's called lava matra, or it is called the just uh, one portion of a second associating, and how it increases our love. Okay, So here, once Srila Prabhupada was traveling in an aeroplane. He was transiting from one place to another place. And those days during the flight hours, they would be very casual way, not the way now it is. So Srila Prabhupada with his few devotees, few disciples, they were seated in the airplane, and they had been carrying certain things to eat. Okay, Srila Prabhupada usually never ate in aeroplane whatever was served. So his disciples would carry usually the murmu. Okay, so the puffed rice and some kind of mixture of, we usually make it, no? The children would love it. So they would take it in the aeroplane so that Prabhupada can have, or some fruits they would carry if Prabhupada needed something. So that they used to carry. And Srila Prabhupada, when the air hostess came, she asked if she can serve something. Okay, she was very respectful, and Srila Prabhupada said, "I would like to have hot milk." Okay, so she gave she agreed that, and she gave hot milk. And immediately Prabhupada, what he was having, the murmu, or the puffed rice, she immediately picked up from hand of Srila Prabhupada, and she had it. So the disciples were angry actually. He's a great acharya, and I mean, of course, she's. I think it was he was traveling to South America, and they don't know anything about Hinduism or ISKCON or anything. So they become a little angry. They were a little upset the way she behaved. Usually, air hostess, they don't behave as such. But not sure what attracted, she immediately popped up a few puff fries in her mouth, and she says, "Yes, it's delicious. It's nice." So Srila Prabhupada just gave a smile, and he just nodded his head. So his disciples were upset of this behavior, and it ended there. So Srila Prabhupada just moved on to that city. But after many few years, this disciple who was there with him in Srila Prabhupada's aeroplane, he was going on a book distribution to house, door to door. And surprisingly, he went to a house, he knocked on, and this particular lady opened the door. He did not recognize that lady, but she remembered. Okay, the same person wearing a brahmachari dress. She remembered the faces. She saw an aeroplane with Srila Prabhupada. And she immediately, "Oh, you have come, please come inside." Okay. And she welcomed. So he was surprised, as if she has met. I was like, "Have we met before? Do you know me?" So that lady said, "Yes, yes, I was the one. If you remember, in the aeroplane, I was the air hostess. I picked up from." She mentioned Srila Prabhupada, and he was surprised. Wow, she knows the name. So Acharya, she says, and she showed him the collections she has. So she had all the books of Srila Prabhupada. She had Bhagavatam set. Then she showed on the wall, she had Radhakrishna photos, she had Srila Prabhupada photos. And he was surprised that how come you are a devotee of Lord Shri Krishna? How did you come into this movement? How was it possible? So she mentioned that that day in aeroplane, I served milk, and I'm not sure what attracted. So I was attracted to Srila Prabhupada, and the moment I had these puffed rice, the small portion, just 1 or 2 grains. Okay, so that was it. Then I what happened, I don't know, but I was attracted. I inquired in my local, if there is something, like these Hare Krishnas. They used to be called as Hare Krishnas earlier. So she inquired, and she went to the temple. She got attracted to the books. She started reading slowly each book, the small books, and she started reading Bhagavad-gītā. Then she started regularly going to the temple, started chanting. So that's how she became a devotee. You see, this is the effect of this is called lava matra. Just a fraction of 7 second, she spent, and that's how she became a devotee. So this Mataji is still there, and I'm not sure she's in Brazil or Chile or Peru. So this devotee mentioned about how how he met this person, and she has become a devotee, and she has taken initiation as well. So this is how the effect of pure devotion is. Srila Prabhupada, being such a great devotee, such a great acharya, gave association to so many people that he inspired, he gave that Krishna bhakti. Okay, so if we have to serve, if we have to develop that Krishna consciousness, we have to serve Srila Prabhupada very nicely, because ISKCON is nothing but Srila Prabhupada's setup, or Srila Prabhupada's body. We have to serve ISKCON. We have so much of services in the temple. In the moment, online we are conducting, offline we are doing so many things. You're reading, you're chanting. So if you chant 16 rounds, he has mentioned that do this. This is sufficient to go back to Godhead. Read this. He said, read my books, go through it. You gain knowledge through that. You'll go back to Godhead. Our goal is nothing but going to Krishna, not going away from Krishna. We have been away from Krishna for millions of lifetimes. So many species we have passed through. We have been away from him for many, many millions of years, which I cannot count. And I'm not sure how long I'll be, but I will always have to pray that I have to engage in the devotion life after life. And this is my goal, and I should never be away from bhakti. So once I pray for this, every time, whenever people ask what I have to pray, people ask for money, people ask for jobs, people ask for so many difficulties in life to get away from this. But what we have to pray? We have to pray that, oh Krishna, oh Srila Prabhupada, you have given me such a nice moment. You have given us such a nice process that I should be always in bhakti, and I should improve that. I should go closer and closer, know more about you, so that I can always be engaged in your devotional service. So wherever we go, so we have to get connected, because bhakti is spread across the entire universe. So many universes. So it's not just that, okay, this earth, we are seeing this movement or this bhakti process is there. No, Krishna has pastimes every second. That's why it is mentioned, he is one without a second. You might have heard about this. Krishna is one without a second. He is doing pastime every second, everywhere, any corner of the universe, somewhere in other universes. He might be Yashodanandana here, and he might be Yashodanandana somewhere else. He might be playing his flute here, maybe 5,000 years back, but he's right now playing somewhere else. So similarly, acharyas go on all the universes just to pull these living entities, the souls, back to Godhead. So this is our goal, this is our motive, always to be in the association of devotees. So we gain more and more knowledge, more and more association, serve, and go back to wherever Krishna is. Okay, that is our goal, and that is our resolution always in our life. That is Krishna consciousness. So I end my class here. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, devotees. Very nice meeting again. Hope to see you again next month. Hare Krishna. Thank you, devotees.
Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna,
Thank you,
Prabhuji,
Prabhuji.
Dandavat Pranam.
Dandavat Pranam.